got them in the winner's head of the river for 1972. As they start off, Xavier, a very good clean start indeed. Xavier in the centre, rating slightly lower than the other two crews. Melbourne Grammar surprising by being well up with them already, but they've caught a flop. There was a crab in the Melbourne Grammar boat. Six-man caught a crab, and that's lost them well over a canvas. At this stage, after they've travelled about 20 strokes, Wesley have gone to the front. And this means they're well in front because of the angle start, because the race goes on a gradual bend all the way to the finish. Wesley virtually have the equivalent of a canvas or a quarter of a length lead. Melbourne Grammar have again settled down, but they're coming over a bit too far onto Xavier College. All crews rating very, very low indeed for this stage of the race. Not yet been rowing a minute. Wesley down at about 34, 35. Xavier the same, and Melbourne Grammar perhaps even a fraction lower than that. At this stage, it's Wesley forging out ahead to almost a third of a length lead over the Xavier College crew. Melbourne Grammar, upset, I'm sure, by the crab they caught within the first 10 strokes, have dropped back a bit. And all three crews in a line across the river, indicating that Wesley about a quarter of a length to Xavier, about a quarter of a length to Melbourne Grammar School. Wesley doing it very well. Good, clean stroking, hard catches from every member of the crew. Now Xavier have caught a crab. This is not a very good exhibition of rowing by some of these. These are senior crews, but interestingly, the people who are seeming to feel the pinch are the ones who are doing all the backing and touching down on the start. Wesley now really moving away. They're out to well over 3/4 of a length from Xavier. Melbourne Grammar now coming up onto level terms with Xavier College. Melbourne Grammar stroking quite low, I would say, only 32 or 33 strokes to the minute. But they'll have to really put in a spurt from here as we get up towards the half mile. Melbourne Grammar trying hard to bridge the gap and get away from Xavier College, but Wesley sitting back there, very strong, hard leg drive, which is what's required in these hard conditions on the river today. Still holding almost a length lead now, Wesley, as they come to the half mile. Very little indeed between Xavier College and Melbourne Grammar on the north. Melbourne Grammar, if everything, dropping fractionally behind. They would now be about a canvas behind Xavier. Xavier about one length behind Wesley College. Wesley doing it well. At this stage, they certainly look the crew to beat. Melbourne Grammar not showing the dash and fire they showed in the second half of the race yesterday. Xavier still holding on to Wesley, but the bow of their boat gradually dropping back behind the stern of Wesley. Wesley powering away, good deep blades, relaxed rowing, hard rowing, and that's what wins boat races. Xavier unable to match the pace at this stage, and Melbourne Grammar, although they're trying very hard to get on level terms, are finding the going tough. They come up to about 600 metres to go. It's still Wesley College, slightly increasing their lead again. They've got over a length lead on Xavier, and nothing between Xavier and Melbourne Grammar. As I pass it back to Jim O'Regan at the finish, it is Wesley College, a good length ahead of Xavier College, a canvas to Melbourne Grammar, and it's back to you for the finish, Jim.
And here we find Wesley College well out in front, rowing magnificently, looking absolutely a superb crew and giving every indication that 1972 is going to be Wesley's year. And let's turn now to the cameras on the north side of the bank, and we pick up Wesley well out in front. Now there we are on the left-hand side of the picture. Wesley College leading by a good length to a length and a half. They're well out in front from Xavier and Melbourne Grammar School. Rowing absolutely superbly. Wesley College looking a champion crew. Melbourne Grammar throwing out a challenge now from the right-hand side, but it's Wesley still in front and rowing strongly. Wesley College still leading from Melbourne Grammar School, with Xavier in third placing, and Wesley looking the 1972 head of the river champions, rowing superbly, strongly towards the finishing line. Wesley College being cheered on by their supporters. A superb exhibition of rowing by this crew, And they're going down towards the line now, and they'll win it with the most comfortable ease. The 1972 head of the river and champions Wesley College, 1972 Wesley's year. Close for second and third. Give it to Xavier. Xavier second, Melbourne Grammar School third. But 1972 Wesley College, head of the river, 1972 the Associated Public Schools of Victoria.
Just while we're waiting for the official result, a magnificent performance by Wesley. We saw early in the race both Melbourne Grammar and Xavier College have two bad flops which cost them a lot of distance, and Wesley College, taking the advantage, took the lead at the half mile by a length and held it to the finish, still rating at 34 strokes a minute over all of the last half mile, and looked a very, very polished crew. Alan Mitchell, coach of this year's crew, was the last one in 1970, a successful coach since he started in 1947. This is the sixth head of the river that he has coached. 6 winners in those years, particularly in 1960. In the 1960s had a number of wins, the last one being in 1970, and the 1972 head of the river brilliantly won by Wesley, and the results are just coming through now.
Well, we have the official result now given to us by the public address service here at the Barwon River in Geelong. And the 1972 head of the river final has been won by Wesley College, second Xavier College, third Melbourne Grammar School. The margins, 1.5 lengths between first and second, and half a canvas between second and third. The winning time, 4 minutes, 52 and 1/5 of a second. But 1972 is Wesley College year. So we've seen a magnificent exhibition of rowing here on the Barwon River this afternoon, and there's the Wesley College schoolboys most excited with their crew's brilliant performance in winning the 1972 head of the river final.